How do we consciously penetrate reality, manipulate it, and influence it? The ancient truths uncovered in this video are many, completely undiscovered by anyone else. Coming out of this, you will know what the decisive factor in manipulating reality is and how to use it fully to your advantage. This video contains one of the most important truths in the study of reality, manifestation, and spirituality, brought to you by the Temple of Zeus, the foremost resource on ancient knowledge. This video contains many things that could cause a true spiritual awakening. The ancient method of raising the kundalini serpent will also be described, so make sure to watch it until the end. Many would like to say that they understand reality, that they are aware of something profound. Yet what are they doing? They are running from reality. They go to their jobs, suppress all of their emotions, feign respect, and even fake their own happiness. Yet they still claim they know reality. They claim that the system is just how it is, and that all of this is reality. That is their version of reality. Reality is in accordance with nature. It doesn't bend to the subjective perspectives of humans who have not even embraced their own nature. Reality must be first cultivated within yourself. It must be developed and supported by shedding previous perceptions of reality. It must be realized. Reality is truth, and it must be perceived. It cannot be written down. It cannot be directly transmitted. I can lead you to truth, but you have to take the journey yourself. Do not be stuck in patterns of intellectualization without practice. Do not fear practicing meditation or energy work. Can people with a medical degree practice medicine? Not without a license, which is acquired by real-life experience. Yes, they have all the knowledge required, but knowledge does not translate to practical skill. This is not an empty comparison. People are waiting for changes to happen, but the changes must happen within yourself. Only you can save yourself. There are powerful gods that want to help you and guide you in your path to godhood. Yet they already know who would make use of their help and who wouldn't. Do not be scared to face your fears and destroy its shackles. It is only then that we see true courage form. The ancient Sanskrit word Satya represents eternal truth. From this sacred word, the Kundalini yoga mantra Satanama was taken. Sa stands for birth, Ta stands for life, Na stands for death, and Ma stands for rebirth. This is considered one of the highest mantras and represents this sacred cycle of existence. Reality is truth. As such, the word Satya is reflecting the essence of reality, the objective state of existence, the ultimate God self. Truth and reality, representing the truthful objective state of reality, which is only attained by the highest realizations of consciousness. Can you understand how powerful this is? Can you understand what it means to break free from all illusions and attain truth within and reflect it externally? This relates to the ancient name for Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, meaning eternal order. The Dharma, which originally represented the laws of reality and not any subjective and ascetic moral laws, was twisted to corrupt this knowledge. The Dharma is the true law, not coming from an entity, but the universe itself. Knowing the keys to the universe is the key to reflecting the universe within. Of course, all this knowledge was lost and is only remembered by the few who had personal contact with the gods. These are the clergy, guardians, and esteemed members of the Temple of Zeus. If you're tired of misleading and corrupted spiritual concepts, there is genuinely no better resource than this. The knowledge is free, and it will change your life. As you can tell, we have much to offer. Moving on, Memento Mori, a mysterious saying, also contains deep spiritual and philosophical wisdom. Democritus, a philosopher approximately living between the ages of 460 to 370 BCE, trained himself by visiting tombs and going into solitude. Democritus was the first human, alongside his teacher Leucippus, to have created the atomic theory of the universe. Yes, it was already formulated by philosophers in the 5th century BCE, yet we still claim that the ancients were far behind us in the realm of science. This assumption is false. The key to understanding the scientific state of the classical period is understanding that science was not considered to be different from spirituality. To the ancient Greeks, spirituality was simply a part of science. Why? Because society was so advanced that they could all attest to the effects of spirituality. Countless mythic schools, the worship of the gods. It happened for thousands of years. Not by delusion, but by direct experience. They knew it was real. The highest knowledge of science, however, was always only accessible to initiates who had sworn oaths of secrecy. You can tell, right? It goes much deeper. The ancient yogis were aware of the atomic and molecular structure of the universe. Quantum mechanics are reflected within ancient teachings. The Vedas and many other ancient myths from the gods of humanity reflect the scientific basis of the universe. Science and spirituality were never meant to be separate, and we at the Temple of Zeus strive to return this to its proper stature, combining both spirituality and science and advancing humanity. This is not a joke or some cult created by children. It is an abode of the gods, with people who directly communicate with the gods and follow their edicts. Why have you never heard of us? It's because the gods want us to advance in a true manner, not through fairy tales, but reality. We must prove ourselves by action, not simply by association. Getting back to Memento Mori, it is Latin for remember to die, literally, and remember that you have to die, in another version. In Plato's Phaedo, when Socrates' death is being recounted, it is said that philosophy is nothing else but dying and being dead. Death is the silent reaper, reminding you of the nature of existence, reminding you to face the illusions to advance. Death is the thing that pushes you to do something with your life. If there was no timekeeper, most people would either go insane or turn into nihilists. Death is the watcher. Death is the concept that makes you realize how precious life truly is. In the statement from the Phaedo, the philosophers are the ones who remember and follow the true laws of existence. The Stoics were also highly aware of the significance of death. Epictetus told his students that they should remind themselves when kissing family, loved ones, and friends of their mortality. Seneca's letters are also filled with signs to meditate upon death. In the Roman triumph, a procession after victory in battle, it was a public slave or companion that reminded the triumphant general of his own mortality. In Egypt, the weighing of the heart forced the soul to face itself fully. If their heart was heavier than the feather of Maat, it was devoured, and its owner was condemned to remain in the duat, the afterlife. This is not about punishment. It is about your alignment with truth and the laws of the universe. The owner of the heart wasn't condemned to the duat because of punishment, but because of the fact that their soul needed much more energy to reincarnate. Condemnation, abandonment, and the like should be understood allegorically. The feather of Maat represents the universal laws and order, and the heart represents you. You are judged in accordance with your alignment with reality, truth, and the universe. Death is the boundary of illusion. It forces clarity. In ancient Greece, aletheia was the word for truth, the state of unconcealment, where the hidden becomes visible. Piece by piece, when doing energy work and opening our chakras, We reveal parts of truth that were previously hidden. We unconceal them. You need to work on your energy body and free your energetic structure to reveal more of the latent truth within yourself. Studying ancient Greek words and their multifaceted nature is a great way of expanding your mind and perception. It opens you to new opportunities in interpreting words, meanings, allegories, and reality itself. This is why we consider the use of languages that possess no spiritual meaning to be degrading to your mind and soul. These things have real and palpable meaning upon global consciousness. Logos, the divine ordering principle, is simply the structure of eternal truth, Satya, expressed. Memento Mori, and then Memento Flamma. Remember death, and then remember the flame. After remembering the limits that we have been constrained by, we are meant to remember the flame, the thing that makes us break free from them. The immortal fire, the immortal spirit, the divine spark, your daemon. The fire is in the spirit. Through Memento Mori, you start to discover the virtue of realism. In the virtue of realism of Satya Kronos, it is written, "Look around, O man. What do you see? You see shambles and ruins. You see a beautiful world, but also an ugly world. You see yourself, and you stand in the desert of the real. Use your freedom and make your choice, to move from lies into reality." In the Temple of Zeus, we are after reality, for reality is the source of all wonder. Higher or lower, we must seek only reality, most importantly, our inner reality. Meditate and reflect upon this, and you will realize that no matter what everyone else tells you, the soul-level internal reality is the one we should follow, not the instinct-level ego, but the soul and your true self, the existence, the purpose, the truth, the reality. The virtue of realism is connected to seriousness, something that might seem out of place or lack grace, yet this is not its true meaning or intention. Rather than being out of place, it is seriousness that focuses intentions. Seriousness is the ability to exert force upon reality, much like how the sun's rays can cut through darkness. Those who possess true seriousness do not merely observe reality, they shape it. Most initiates do not know this, but seriousness is a state that you can consciously control, and that must be mastered by all those who seek true power. The power that bends reality and makes you take full control over your destiny. Seriousness is not a lower state of being, only its modern connotation has been one of negativity. Seriousness can make people rise and fall, yet when cultivating it consciously, it can be mastered, and its wisdom can be grasped. Taking control of seriousness and subduing the characteristics of its misinterpretation is important for followers of the path of truth and power. There is direct proof for the significance of seriousness. Its direct effects are showcased in anger. Mysterious effects such as things breaking or falling down, lights and electronics flickering, and more can be direct effects of anger. Anger is powerful and focused, and while sometimes not consciously willed, it holds great intention in its energetic response. It is energy being directed in a forceful manner, in a manner full of seriousness and intention. You need to detach yourself from the notion that intention must be a conscious phenomenon. It does not have to be conscious. For the same reason that many people unknowingly attract bad events to themselves, the energy is still being directed. It is not a delusional belief that makes it work, but the true intention and direction of the energy, accomplished by seriousness. Throughout history, there have been many symbols, whether based on objects, nature, or even abstract concepts, but few stand out. Those are the symbols of the ancient religions and ancient wisdom. Today, we will teach you about a symbol that represents truth, the ancient Egyptian symbol of Sa. The Sa symbol is one of the most overlooked yet fundamentally important glyphs in ancient Egyptian spiritual science. It was not just a protective emblem, as mainstream Egyptology claims. It was an energetic key, a formula, and a secret understanding of how reality itself is structured and can be manipulated. In modern Egyptology, the SA symbol is associated with protection, vitality, and divine safeguarding. However, the true initiates understood that this was only its exoteric meaning, its shell. Like we said earlier, reality is truth and it must be perceived. The Sa is the representation of the understanding and perception of reality on the highest level of consciousness. There is another layer to all of this. Enlightenment starts with unblocking your energetic body. This starts by unblocking all of the major and minor chakras and completing alchemical transformations. Of all the most popular stages of transformation, the most well-known one is the kundalini awakening. The serpent, coiling at the base chakra, jumping up and transforming you into something you never would have thought you could become. Something that's unable to be put into words. When one decides to meditate on the virtue of realism, they decide to become serious. Only in ultimate seriousness and silence will the serpent arise. And then, one will be able to manipulate energy. This is only the first layer. If you want to genuinely learn more and pursue the path of truth, reality, and seriousness, then the Temple of Zeus is here to guide you. With countless resources and a dedicated forum for asking questions and exchanging information with over 80,000 members, we welcome you, Seeker.